Welcome, guys. Race day at the Hungarian Grand Prix. Welcome, Primcat, with the prediction in early pedals as well. And you've both gone for guys that have got penalties. So I don't know if you've been watching. After qualifying, we had, penalties, for two of my favourite drivers, unfortunately. Lewis Hamilton was pretty slam dunk for his impeding of Oscar Piastri. Sorry, I've just touched the mic. That crackled in your ear. He will start P5, Lewis Hamilton. Unfortunately, he was saying in the interviews after the qualifying session when he was in the top three, that his mind was elsewhere. He was worried about penalties. It came when you watch it back. Just poor, sloppy again from the Ferrari outfit. I think the qualifying session towards the end was a little bit sloppy from Ferrari as well. They were first out on track, both Ferraris, which made absolutely zero sense. Everybody knows this track ramps up and you had to be last out. But today is another day. I'm going to remain positive. Kimi Antonelli, you've gone for Primcat. He will start P7. And his was, I think, a really harsh... the more I've thought about it, I think, since last night, the more I think that's a really harsh penalty for him, failing to lift enough under the yellow flags. And we've seen generally that if you've just lifted a little bit, the stewards are pretty happy with it. He lifted 14 kilometers slower going into the yellow flag zone. So he lifted, but then didn't brake as much as he would normally. But that's going to be the case if you've lifted. You're already slower into the corner, and then therefore was 3 kilometers an hour faster through the corner. And the mini sector showed he was faster than previous fast laps. And that's why it got taken away from him, and he only lost, 0.03, but it's still a lift, and under single waved yellows in all the time that we've seen before, as long as you show you've lifted, it's generally been enough. And now that it's going to be how much of a lift is a lift enough for you not to get a penalty. So that's going to be an interesting one. Welcome, Kimi. So yeah, we have a new or a different top 10. We've got Lando Norris pole position, Charles Leclerc second, Oscar Piastri, the biggest gainer here, promoted to P3, and that's a really good starting position for him on the clean side of the grid, and he'll be hoping it's a McLaren 1-2, and if he can even lead through turn 1-2. There's some potential for overtaking in turn 2. It's a little bit harder, generally turn 1 around here. We've got different formula with this 2026 regs, especially with the battery assistance. Why might we see more overtakes? Could it be possible that we get someone from further back winning this Grand Prix? I think it's still possible, especially because we've had so many safety cars, and I'm expecting another one today. And if it falls at the right time for you, like we've seen with Charles Leclerc in Spa, he led. So that is my thinking. That's my hope. That someone, Kimi Antonelli, Lewis Hamilton, can benefit from that. I think Lewis can still win it, strangely enough, even though he's P5. He looked really quick. And in races gone by, we've seen you're able to follow, and being 4 or 5 places back has not always meant that you're 10 seconds back off the leader, unless the leader just runs away with it. But it's not really happened this season in the race. We didn't see that in Spa. Kimi Antonelli was quick, but lap 10, it was only a couple of seconds off, and everybody else was really close and bunched up behind. So it was only like a 5-6 second gap from sort of 4th, 5th place to first. So if the VSC or something falls right for you, you only need a small advantage to make up a decent chunk of positions if we get that kind of race. But I'm kind of expecting that, and we'll see what happens with it. Tyres are out, and we've got the 2 Ferraris starting on softs. Well, Is that why they kept back their soft tyres for this weekend for the race? Well, they're starting on them apparently. That's a surprise. So we've got everybody in the top 13 up to Colapinto, all on the mediums, bar the two Ferrari, Charles Leclerc, Lewis Hamilton, both starting on the softs. Then Gabby Bortoletto, 14th on the soft. Ocon, 15th on the medium. Alonso on the softs, as is Carlos Sainz. The Williams have split strategy, makes sense for them. They've gone soft and a medium. Lance Stroll on the soft, so both Aston Martins going with the Ferrari route of both going on the soft tyre, and Valtteri Bottas starting on the medium. Again, we seen this in Barcelona, didn't we? Lewis that did it on the softs in the first stint, and I was questioning whether that was the right call then. I'm questioning it again now, to be fair, just purely because it's not the tyre. Everybody's or the split strategy around here is two stops. It's a medium and then two hards, or you do a medium till about lap 32 and then go to the hards to the end. 70 lap race, this one. So what are Ferrari going to do? Unless they're just not predicting the deg that we've seen, but everybody's, well, clearly not. 54-degree track temperature. It's hot. So that makes that call even more surprising, I've got to say. But I'm not going to question it because I did that in Barcelona, and I am questioning it, to be honest, aren't I? But like, not to the same extent, because in Barcelona it worked perfect for Lewis. They were aggressive on the attack. Just got to send a message, sorry, quickly. There we go. That's enough of that nonsense. So yeah, we've in for an interesting one. If that is actually going to be, because I've seen these be very different when the cars come out on track. The tires are actually very different to what they say, and they're not always correct on the F1 timing thing. So we'll see what happens. I don't know why, but recently my feed is like way behind all you guys. Like it's still going through. Yeah, so everybody's on mediums apart from the two Ferraris. Kimmy, I wish. That would be my dream job, I think. It always was, wasn't it? I was actually saying that, just to be an aero guy, designing front wings. As a young kid, I remember drawing a front wing to Ferrari and sending it to them. I thought I was some expert at about 10. Sergio Perez starting from the pit lane. Let's see. It's going to be an interesting one. You want it to be a tyre engineer, Kimmy? About the boring black stuff, apparently. The most interesting thing in Formula One at times, isn't it? The tyre talk. Very complicated things as well to understand, aren't they? If you knew what you were talking about with tyres, you'd do very well, wouldn't you? An aircraft engineer pedals. Interesting. Are you an aircraft engineer? Wanted to be, became one, or something randomly different? Formation lap started. if you want to link up, I think I'll be probably a little bit behind the rest of the world, which seems to be the case on Sky Sports, the app, for whatever reason. You work in an office. Yeah, so do I. Lando is looks like he's on a charge on this outlap. There's a bit of a field spread. Max Verstappen moved up to 4th. His comments after qualifying were pretty damning if you read Bull, aren't they? He said, I'm not worried about tyre degradation, I'm just worried about car degradation. It's like, that is that is brutal, if for any comment, isn't it? That relationship between him and the team is so up and down, isn't it? Because it just looks, they rocked up to Austria, bought upgrades, all the talk of leaving Red Bull, and they performed brilliantly well. We've come here, Spa, I mean, it didn't help because he was on for a podium in Silverstone, and then the dodgy rear wing showed its face again, and that soured the relationship. And then we got the Spa, where they had to not have the rear wing. That didn't help him with the Macarena wing because of safety reasons. And then he's come here, and it's just gone from bad to worse. Dropped it at the end of qualifying. Just said he didn't know what he's getting underneath him. The aero balance is just so different lap to lap. It could be motivating, you're right, pedals, but let's see. So the cars are, you might have started because it's now 3 past, but I'm probably about 20 seconds back. Last cars lining up on the grid. Green flag at the back. Engines revving, 5 seconds of that. Love this sound. Waiting for the lights. They're a bit slow coming on. 1, 2, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Go! Ferrari seemed to get away well of Charles Leclerc initially. Oscar Piastri's passed him already. Max Verstappen on the inside of Charles Leclerc as well. Squeezed was Charles Leclerc. Around the outside, Lewis. On the inside, Max. A Red Bull of Isaac Hadjar seemed to get a flying start. He's right up there already. Lando Norris. Oscar Piastri is ahead of Lando Norris. Battle between the two. Hamilton's ahead of Charles Leclerc. Crucial for him in that Ferrari battle. Max with a great start up to P3. Charles Leclerc must have had a shocker. Lewis trying around the outside there. He's giving Charles Leclerc a sniff on the inside. I'm not sure that was a wise choice from Lewis there. Kimi Antonelli right behind the two Ferraris. And I can't see where George Russell's disappeared. Where's he gone? What's happened to George Russell? He's disappeared. He's showing down 18th place at the moment. Has he had a bad start? We missed him. What a start. What happened there, George Russell asking? Anti-stall for George Russell explains that is, rotten for him. Great for Kimi Antonelli. He's up to P6. Kimi's got, whoa, look at the dust on track. Oscar Piastri leads from Lando Norris. What a start from Oscar. I was saying that he could lead from P3. It's happened. Max got a dodgy line there. Lewis all over the back of Max Verstappen. I think Max is going to obviously defend for his life. I don't think he's got the pace to keep this Ferrari back. Because the two McLarens are stepping away a little bit from Max Verstappen at the moment. So for Lewis, crucial to get past Max if we are going to get a breakaway up at the front for the first time in an absolute while. Try not pop the sham. Yeah, a bit of overexcitement there, a bit early on lap 2. Charles Leclerc with a rotten start from P2 down to P3. The only one worse for him was George Russell down to P18. An absolute horrible start from him. Dropped 11 spots. I mean, he'll make his way through a few of them. He's comfortably faster than... I think he might struggle when he starts getting around the Colapinto, Bortoleto era, won't they? Because they're fairly quick, them cars. Lewis with a nice run on Max. Can he make a move down into turn 1? No, it's too far for a dive bomb there, isn't it, from Lewis? He's trying everything, isn't he? The good thing is you can follow with these cars a little bit. Lewis Hamilton, fastest man on this track. Max going for the inside, and Hamilton trying to go around the outside there. Max going to run him wide there. That's not an overtake stop spot, is it, really? There is really only just one overtake position, isn't it, really, sadly? And it's just down into turn 1. After that, you're in a snake, even with these. Lewis is clearly faster than Max Verstappen at the moment. Oscar Piastri with a lap, 25.2, fastest man that time. George dropped 12 places. Yeah. He's made up another position, though. He's now up to P16. These will be easy pickings at the back. I mean, you'd expect him to pass these guys pretty early on. Fernando Alonso is up next for him, P15. He'll make it difficult, but I don't think it'll be much of a battle with the Honda power. Lewis now needs to stay really close to Max Verstappen out of this final corner. The good thing here for Lewis and Ferrari is that Oscar's leading the 2 McLarens, and he's not been the fastest of the 2 McLarens. That's for sure this weekend so far. But Oscar was really good in Japan. Lewis even further back this time round, 4/10, but is closing up behind. Isaac with a brilliant start, P7. Liam Lawson as well. He's ahead of Arvid Lindblad. He started 3 or 4 places behind Arvid, so great from Liam Lawson as well. Crucial for him in his battle with Arvid, and he'd be hoping to beat him. And he's put himself in the best position because he'll get the favourable team strategy between the two of them. That's crucial in the inter-team battle with Racing Bulls. We've got Nico Hulkenberg, actually got a good start, retains his position. Audi with a good start. That's really good to see. They've had the most horrendous starts. I think George Russell stole that this weekend. But good to see Gabby Bortoleto moved up a position. I think that's just purely from George Russell dropping so far back. We've not had a replay yet of the restart. It's now lap 4. We tend to get it around about now. Let's see what happens on that front. Piastri now breaks the 1 second overtake zone. Max is not within the overtake zone of Norris either. And if Lewis is the faster between the... I mean, he's got the... Oh, Lewis ran really wide coming out of that first corner. The 2 Ferraris on softs. Has that worked? I guess it did for Lewis. He's moved up a position. Here we go. Race restart. George got a shocker. Yeah, you can see his yellow lights are still flashing. Look at the amount of dust on the inside there. Norris defended well from Oscar initially. I'd like to see where Oscar made the move. Around the outside? No. Oh, Norris went really wide outside. That was a mistake from Lando Norris that let Oscar Piastri through. Oh, he just got that. Yeah, that's George's just all on Lando, that, isn't it? That's not really a pass from Oscar Piastri in the sense of George made the mistake and he basically open the door and let him through. Yeah, it's just got, it must be cold on the brakes. He's defending and just completely overdid it. Thank you very much from Oscar Piastri. What a Christmas present early, isn't it? Lewis was on the inside of Max, and has he just? Oh, they touch Lewis and Max Verstappen. No damage done there though, because it was tire to tire between Lewis and Max. Lewis wants to get the. This is not good for Lewis now, is it? Because they've got the soft tires and they're stuck behind Max Verstappen. They were probably hoping to leapfrog him. Both Ferraris. I'd like to see Charles Leclerc seem to get away well initially, and then he must have just got some wheel spin. Is that just the dusty side of the track? Because it is very dusty. We've just seen the plumes of smoke as the cars went over the dirty side of the grid once they started moving. Russell has made himself up into P14 as things stand. I think so, Kimmy. Yeah, I think it's just now one lap, which I think is better because the 2 laps was at times against the damping failed for sure. The car's completely shit. Max not happy with his car again. Lewis looks closer coming out of this final corner. 4/10 the gap. No, a second the gap. No, it just looked closer from the camera angle, I think. Max running wide out of turn 1. Lewis seems like he's able to take tighter lines than the Red Bull. I mean, they're on different tyres. But Lewis needs to just needs a really good exit out the final corner, doesn't he, Lewis? To get a wing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just one lap, which I think was probably about right this season. I think, did they do it last season as well? I'm not sure, but there was a change in that. A much needed change, in my opinion, because by lap 2 last season, the car in front was already over a second gap, so you were never getting the DRS. And the fast car and the dirty air, it just meant the other cars could just break away. Having it earlier means you're not getting that breakaway just yet. Like, they're not making that 1 second gap, which I much prefer, to be honest. I thought 2 was probably just a bit too safe. Yeah, Lewis, I mean, he's getting to about 4/10 of Max out that final corner. But it's middle sector where Max is slowest, isn't it? But this is really holding look now. Max 2 seconds behind the McLarens, and the Ferraris probably have got the pace of the McLarens by the looks of it, but they're not able to show any of it. Charles, is he managing a second back of Lewis, just keeping the tyres? Because Lewis has been tucked under the rear wing of that Red Bull since lap 1. He needs to do everything he can just to get a good final exit. But Max is managing that part of the lap very, very well. And it's not like you can save battery for that and the other one might be underpowered. Perez start procedure infringement. Yeah, so look, the gap's now 6/10. It was about, it goes down to about 4. Different lines makes it just look that Lewis is closing on Max out that final corner, but he's not enough, is he? Max getting a wide line and getting a good slingshot down. It's going to be a big dive bomb from Lewis if he's going to try and do that on Max Verstappen. George Russell lining up. Ocon in the small box is going to be up into the top 10 pretty quickly. Antonelli not really hustling Charles Leclerc, which is also interesting. Yeah, I agree with you, Primcat. And too tight to employ enough people. Well, they're all unemployed stewards, aren't they, at the moment? Which has been the big debate over the last couple of races, where do they finally get employed stewards, and so we there again, then therefore get the same stewards every race weekend, and we get consistency in penalties. The big debate continues. The FIA is a one-way transaction, money in. Absolutely, Kimmy. It's it is. I don't know why we've not gone to a paid stewards, like a group of them. I'd say just employ. I mean, I don't know how many they have as it is, but just say it's 5. We should have a circuit of like 15 or 20, and they just rotate between them. Norris saying, how's the pace and how's the tyres? Yeah, he's much faster, but yeah, you're not going to get team orders when your teammate's leading. And you've got Max Verstappen as your rear gunner at the moment for Red Bull, isn't it? Keeping back the 2 Ferraris. Clearly, they have faster pace, the 2 Ferraris, than Max Verstappen. What's interesting is the pace of Kimi Antonelli's. It was about nearly 2 seconds back of Charles Leclerc last time around. So watch out for that. And then the pace of Isaac Hadjar, he's 5 seconds back of Kimi Antonelli as well. There is a gap opening up now behind, isn't there? Look, gap between Lawson to Hadjar, nearly 4.5 seconds. Lindblad to Lawson, 3.5 seconds. And then it's close with Hulkenberg a second back, but then Gasly 3 seconds off the back of him. George Russell closing up on Gasly. We'll see how that works out for him. Oscar, thinking of plan A, target lap. Tyres feel good. What does that mean? Should be a good battle between Hamilton and Max. It should, but Lewis is a little bit closer, but he's only closer coming out of turn 1. Lewis saying Max is really slow. We can see that, Lewis, but you need to stick with him out the final corner, doesn't he? Needs to be about 3/10 back. Max on radio. Max ordering the team to do something about the shifts and not that it's him shifting later. Max is well, bit of a diva on the radio today, isn't it? I'm just expecting some fireworks as the race goes on. If it doesn't go his way, if you can hold on for a podium, it'd be pretty special. Lewis, Max is really slow. Well, yeah, Lewis, you're in the faster car then. Do something about it. I mean, look, he's 2 different lines, and it's, yeah, Lewis is still again not close enough this time around. Lewis needs to get that drive out of the final corner, and he's not sussed it out just yet. Well, sadly, this is what we were kind of expecting in Hungary, wasn't it? But I thought we might get something a little bit different. And there's no yo-yo racing here in Hungary, is there, today? You've got to make the move on track. The battery assistance isn't there. It's a difficult place to overtake, though. I mean, George Russell is making the overtakes, but I mean, he's a couple of seconds a lap faster than the cars he's passing as it is. So we'll see how he gets on with someone like the Racing Bulls. But I think if they play the team game and help with DRS in each other, that might keep Russell back a little bit longer. But I don't think he's their race, is he, at the moment? Max saying a lot of rear deg. He's on the mediums as well. Lewis is sliding around in the background. Let's see how far they can go into this race on the softs, the Ferrari. Has Max ruined their plan? I mean, again, 0.6 the gap coming into the pit straight. A little bit of a lockup going into turn 1 from Max Verstappen there. But 3 seconds the gap now to McLaren. This is really hurting Ferrari's strategy and plan. What can you do, Lewis? Max is really slow. He's just got to get the run out of the final corner, isn't he? We're showing Alex Albon. Oh, horrible snap for him there. Lewis's rear sliding around. I think if Max's rears are degged, Lewis's definitely look like they have, don't they? I think Ferrari, do they go for an undercut here? Might be a mistake. It's a bit early in the race, isn't it? Ferrari, Max, Lewis pits. Is that a wise choice? I think they probably could have maybe gone another couple of laps. We've seen Lewis. Well, they're going aggressive. We need to kind of hope he gets out ahead of George now, doesn't he? Lewis, quick stop, 2.6. Where does he come out? This is going to be crucial for him. He's behind Liam Lawson. Behind Lindblad, yeah. Ahead of Hulkenberg, crucial for him. This is going to be his race now. He's on the hard tyres. You're going to be able to see the pace of this Ferrari now. That's the worst sort of time to come right out underneath Arvid Lindblad, isn't it? Not helped him at all. He's going around the outside of Arvid. Wow. Is that Arvid letting him plast almost? It looked like that, didn't it? Just completely just did him. He couldn't afford to lose any time behind him there, though. Is that a boost overtake in a random position? Red Bull stop. They had to. This is crucial outlap for Lewis now. Good start from Red Bull. This is going to be close now. Lewis coming around the final corner. I think Max and Red Bull have probably just done this, possibly. He's flooring it now. It's going to be super close. He's done it. Crucial for Lewis Hamilton. Wow. Undercut works. But it's not a huge undercut, is it? But it was, I mean, it's thinking Lewis got stuck behind a smoke in the cockpit of Bottas. Oh, retire the car to box for Cadillac. That's sad news for him. He was way down at the back anyway. But the undercut it's strong enough, isn't it? That's crucial. Who will get the pit strategy option at McLaren? I don't think they can let Norris pit before Oscar, can they? Piastri told to box. But he's got a slow Cadillac. Is that a wise choice? Depends where he is on track. They've got to keep him out. He's got a slow Cadillac in the pits. Yeah, he goes round again. Good choice. I don't want to be stuck behind a slow Cadillac. Valtteri, is he going to even make it into the pits? Oh, he's driving completely off the track. Oh, he's bouncing against the wall. He's got no brakes. Oh, that was a bit clumsy from Valtteri, wasn't it? Max getting a move on Lawson. Oh, he's dive bomb on Lewis Hamilton. He's done it. But that's how you do it, Lewis. What a move from Max. It looked like he's going to go far too deep on him. It was hit me or... Wow. What a move, Max Verstappen. He took everyone surprised. He was... that's what you had to do on Max, Lewis. Let's see what Lewis can do. Wow. Max defending early into the chicane there. Well, Lewis, as he opened the door, I mean, if he'd closed the door there, Max was taking him out. What a move. Deadly under the brakes, isn't he, Max Verstappen? Absolutely perfect from him. Well, Ferrari did the job in the pits, and Lewis is... Well, he's just left Max an open door there, hasn't he? Charles Leclerc. Lewis is way far back now, isn't he? Going into turn one now. Piastri ahead of Max. Moving under braking. Is he not happy about Lewis? There was a corner there that Lewis had to make. I'm not sure about moving under braking there from Max. What a move from Max there, though. Would have been... He would, yeah, absolutely. Kimi, that's where you think probably one more lap from Ferrari might have been wiser. Because he came out stuck behind Lindblad. Norris pits. Will he be undercut by... That's a slow stop as well. He's going to have Verstappen and Lewis. They're coming around the final corner. Piastri will be ahead. He's ahead of Piastri. It's very close with the two McLarens, isn't it? Max close all over the back of... He's enough ahead of Max. Norris. Hadjar still out. Will he play a team blame? Can he hold Oscar up? Antonelli going longer as well. Let's see what pace he can do. Charles Leclerc pit, and he's currently fastest man on the track, a second faster than the guys ahead of him. It's a train behind Lando Norris. I'd like to see that move from Max again on Lewis. Isaac holding them up nicely, isn't it? He's got two McLarens. Good slingshot now. Oscar has got this move done, I think, now, Oscar. Yeah. Tyre offset works. Norris is... This is helping. Oh, Norris, is he going to make the move on the inside? He's going to have to make a move around the outside of Hadjar. He's got to be careful here, Norris. Hadjar needs to... Oh, he keeps out of the way of Max. Holds Lewis up. Great. Lewis around the outside of Isaac there. Yeah, easy move. Top four are within a nose of each other. Two McLarens, Max, Lewis, Hamilton. I mean, Lewis has been the faster car than Max. He'd be kicking himself for letting Max through there. There's no two ways about that. Leclerc will be catching them. He's 3 seconds back. He did a couple more laps, didn't he? Yeah, he's done. Leclerc has done 3 more laps than Lewis and 2 more laps than Max. So slightly fresher tyres, and he'll close up onto the pair of them pretty quickly. He's there at the back. Kimi Antonelli is still running out. Is this a interesting call now? He was slower last time around by about 0.7 to Oscar. There's nothing but to pick. I mean, the stops next time around could be massive if they can stay this close. It's on Max now, isn't it? How close can he stay to Norris? Lewis has dropped back from Max Verstappen as well, about 1.5 seconds back. There is now a gap between the Norris and Max and Lewis. How long will Kimi go? Are they waiting for a VSC? Oscar told that Kimi might be trying a one-stop and they need really good pace now to make sure that doesn't work for him. And going one-stop. I mean, it made sense for Kimi Antonelli. If he pulls that one off, it will be a masterstroke from there for Kimi, won't it? It's a tough one. He needs to go another 10 laps, though, nearly, Kimi. I mean, if he can... He's got 10 seconds gap. If he loses about 1 second a lap and pits lap 30, or just holds these guys up a little bit and then pits before them, he'll have fresher tyres and he could undercut the pair of them and then just got to hold on to the end. So really interesting move from Mercedes. They had to try something different. They were offset. Max now dropped 2 seconds to the McLaren. I mean, that's just going to be an absolute kick for Lewis, that, isn't it? Even more so. They're doing 24, low 24s, the 2 McLarens. And, well, Max and Lewis doing the pace of 25.2s. Antonelli 25.7 that time around. And Charles Leclerc's faster than Max and Lewis is 24.8. Russell's trying hard. Yep, he's 26 seconds back. 10 seconds to Charles Leclerc, but he's got to pit, hasn't he? Lando wide. The 2 McLarens now, you can see, isn't it? Complete different pace to the Red Bull. Could we see a 1-2? For McLaren, this is meant to be the Ferrari track. They come here at the moment, they're 4th and 6th, or 5th and 6th. And McLaren could steal their thunder, and well, that'll be a storyline heading into the summer break, won't it? Oh, Kimi told to box, lap 22. They've, given up on that plan, haven't they? Oh, lockup. Hopefully he's not broke the speed limit there. It's a bit of a worry when you see them lock up going into the line. .1, fast stop. He'll come out behind both Ferraris, though. And he's got a 6-lap fresher tyre. Let's see what pace Kimi had. He didn't have it in the first stint of the race, though, did he? Let's see what McLaren do. Do they ease off this pace now a little bit and manage? Or they just build a gap because they're, 3 seconds to Max now? Lewis isn't actually all over Max Verstappen either. 1.8 the gap now. So it looks like everybody's going to do a 2-stop. Russell is still going. Is he waiting for a safety car mode now, isn't he? He needs some luck. Because if he stops now, he's going to come out around Liam Lawson. Fernando Alonso in the top 10. Showing good racing pace, this Aston Martin. He'll be much happier than with this car, isn't it? It's night and day different. I mean, to be running in top 10, I don't know what his pit stop. No, he's not pit, but he's gone 23 laps on the softs. He's obviously not going to finish there, but Lewis losing pace to Charles. The two McLarens are running away with this one, aren't they? If Max or Lewis is saving tires, then no. I don't think they would tell Lewis to pass Charles pedals. But if there's an issue with Lewis and Charles is just faster, then I think you say yes, let him go, attack Max, and if he doesn't get past, then we switch it around, which is fair. He's got the pace, and if Lewis can't close in on Max, let Charles try that. Not sure what's going on with Lewis. He was right there with Max, but then as soon as he's had that pass and run wide, he's not had the pace, has he? Antonelli's got good pace, hasn't he? He's 4.5 seconds to Leclerc. Plan A in the race don't feel good. Norris closing on Oscar now, isn't it? Could that move from Max get him the podium. We've got one more round of stops. It could all change a little bit yet, but they need to stay within sort of undercut strategy, don't they? It's the undercut that's working around here. Leclerc on the radio, we're losing a bit of time. Lap 28, George Russell pits. That's going to get him out the points, isn't it? Isaac is still P8. It was going to move up a net P7. Not had the pace of Max in the race so far. Charles Leclerc calling for the switch. It's disappeared their pace on these hard tyres. I mean, it's not been bad for Charles, but is he losing time now? 0.7 of a second slower than Antonelli. Antonelli's at the best time of anybody. 25.2 that last time round. Lewis now 3 seconds to Max. He was nearly 4/10 slower that last time around. Lewis to Max Verstappen. Leclerc now within the overtake mode zone. George Russell, can he keep Lawson back? He keeps him back. So P9. The shifts are pushing me straight on. I'm still not happy with the shifts, is it? Let's see what the next strategy calls are. Do you go longer now, potentially, and stick on a set of softs if you're a Ferrari? But I don't think the strategy is to be faster. And the difference, Norris running really wide. That's left a bit of a breather for Oscar. This is a downshift, isn't it, Kimi? Or his upshifts. He's not happy with them at all, is Max Verstappen. I'm not sure where Ferrari's pace has gone. What are they trying? Shaw closing. He's got Antonelli 2.5 seconds now behind Charles Leclerc. Antonelli is flying at the moment, but it's whether he can make the move when he gets close. I mean, Lewis's and Ferrari's pace, Charles' pace is good. Charles got behind Lewis and just seems to have lost pace. I think they need to make this switch, don't they? Norris. Norris been told, know what you're trying to do, just get back in the rhythm. Has he been trying something different? Hamilton told to push. Yeah, I don't know what that it means, Kimmy, to be honest, making the car push. Leclerc saying, can we do something different strategy-wise? Max is catching Lando. I think it was just Lando going off last time round, Kimmy. But he was 2/10 faster than Norris on the last lap, so you're right. Lewis pits. The first to pit. I mean, lap 32 is roughly where you go for this. It's a bit early, I think. They've got to do 39 laps on these. Strange call from. I think this is so early from Ferrari. They've done about 15 laps. Oh, he's behind Hadjar, for God's sake. Another strategy call, and Oscar told we need to use the pace now because Lewis is pit. I'm not sure Lewis is your threat, unless you can do something magical, but he's got to, I mean, he's got stuck behind the Red Bull of Isaac Hadjar. Yeah, I think it's a strategy to get Hamilton out of the way, isn't it? But politely, without upsetting him too much. Racy from Hadjar. I mean, he should pass Hadjar pretty easily. He's got fresher tyres. And it's another whole lap that Lewis on his outlap is stuck behind a car. It's just bizarre strategy calls from Ferrari. If they'd run one more lap, they would have cleared Lindblad in the first stops. Oh, Hadjar run really wide at the Hamilton all over the back of him. It should be a simple pass down into turn one. Good pace out of that rake. Look at that again. Lewis had to tuck back under to get the move on Hadjar done, and that's with a tyre deficit. Outlap critical, apparently. Told. That makes zero sense for Ferrari strategy. Norris is closed up onto the back of Oscar. 0.6, 0.7 now the gap. Norris, team radio. Oh, we just told about Lewis being stuck behind Hadjar. Norris told he wants to box this lap. You can't. I mean, if McLaren, they can't do that. Who pits first? No, they both carry on. Max now 2.5 behind Norris. He's shown good pace suddenly, hasn't he, Max Verstappen? 4/10 faster than the two McLarens. Lando told he can't undercut his teammate. Piastri gets cut first call, doesn't he? Has to. That's what we've seen all of last season. Sliding again. Lewis Hamilton's pace, a 23.6, fastest lap of the race last time around. I mean, if Max pits now, then he comes out ahead of Lewis just one more lap, and I think Lewis undercuts Max. Lewis is a threat with that kind of pace. That's come out of nowhere, hasn't it? The McLaren's box, they had to. And it was going to get a little bit tight if they'd done one more lap. That's interesting. The undercut is It just seems to get stronger as the race has gone on. But then, I mean, we've seen with fresher tyres, we will see what Antonelli can do on Charles. This is going to be crucial for a telltale of is it track position, and even with an offset of what's Antonelli got 6 laps fresher tyres. If you can't make the move, then the undercut and grain in track position is going to be bigger than you think. We've seen Max manage it brilliantly. I mean, they were on same tyres degs, weren't they? But Charles Leclerc coming behind a back marker. Norris told about the threat of Norris do extra couple of laps because the pace of Hamilton was just 2.8 behind Oscar once he's come out. If Norris does 2 laps extra, well, let's see what pace Norris has got. Lewis only 4/10 faster than Norris that last time around. Lewis has just done that 1 lap of the 23.6, hasn't it? He needed a couple of laps like that. Let's see what Max does. Interesting call from, am I going to be sitting duck at the end of the straights? I think he's just said use this strategy for now until we get into the battle with Max. It's tyre management. Antonelli on a look for Charles Leclerc. He was within that gap, isn't he? About 2/10. Let's see what Antonelli can do. Charles been let free by Ferrari, but his pace has dropped off, hasn't it? He did a 26, about a second slower than Verstappen. Leclerc's pace was a bit off there, wasn't it? It was sort of saying he needs a pace, and then it's not worked for him. Interesting to see McLaren's strategy here with Norris. He wanted to carry on. They've let him. I'm not sure it's the best choice at the moment. Charles Leclerc pits, lap 37. Let's see how far Verstappen goes as well, because this is the tyre deficit that he's going to need to battle Lewis Hamilton. Ferrari's disappointing for so far. You're right, pedals. They've just not had the race pace at all, have they? Even now, Lewis is, I mean, he's a 10th slower that time on Oscar Piastri, but he's just doing a low 24. A 24.2 for Lewis, and Norris on these tyres did a 24.4. 20-lap old hards. I mean, that's positive in the sense that potentially if Ferrari can hold on to the tyres like the McLarens have, that pace is potentially still there, but we've not seen it. Pretty mediocre, you're right, Kimmy. It's not been the Ferrari pace that we've kind of there looking and hoping for. The McLaren pace has been strong, hasn't it? We've seen that in previous races as well. Leclerc ahead or behind Hadjar. Let's see what pace he can do now. He's 34 seconds gap to the leader. He's not gonna. Well, he's got to look at the gap to Max Verstappen. I think Charles Leclerc really, hasn't he? Can he jump Max? I think that's who Verstappen are probably looking at, aren't they? They've got to be probably a little bit wary of Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari than Lewis Hamilton. McLaren's upgrade have worked well, but we've seen this pace in Spa as well, where Lando Norris was really quick in race conditions. Leclerc passes Hadjar. Yeah. This is a crucial couple of laps now for Charles Leclerc. But yeah, McLaren, I was saying, they've shown really good pace in Spa, is in Silverstone as well in parts where they had really, really good race pace. What's that? Is that a Oscar stuck behind a back marker? A lot of traffic. That's not helped him at all, has it? Is that a Carlos Sainz is getting in the way of Lewis Hamilton as well now? Get out the way, man. Yellow flag. That's come and gone. Not for very long. Lewis now a second and a half behind Oscar. Lewis and Oscar. Oscar not happy there. Norris pits. Backmarker tapped Oscar, yeah. Well, they're two fighting ahead of him, aren't they? It's oh, they hit each other. Fucking what the hell? Oh, that could have cost Oscar the race. Oh my god. That's a stinker of a what the hell are Sainz? And I mean, I know Alonso and Sainz are fighting, but you've got blue flags, for God's sake. He's still stuck behind Norris told to box. Austin needs to just get his head down. This could be the race lead. If Norris pulls this off, you've got to say he's done a good job, but he's been given a friggin' huge helping hand. He's just go give a gift-wrapped huge gift to Carlos Sainz because he's given him. Has he given him the win here? This is it, Oscar. Lando coming out. He's got it. Oscar's only just come around the final corner now. A couple of seconds. It's not tight at all, is it? Into turn one. Lando Norris ahead. Oscar told the car looks okay. Oh, he's had traffic and he's now got fresher tyres as Lando Norris. It's a McLaren 1-2. Lewis just getting past a Aston Martin now. It's been really crap getting past cars, hasn't he? Is that Fernando just holding them guys up? Awful from back markers. That is a kick in the teeth because Oscar's lost that by Carlos Sainz. There's got to be a penalty for Carlos Sainz for that. There's no two ways about it. It's a horrible little spin for a Haas. Lando Norris with the net lead. I mean, he said he's got the pace, and to be fair, it's shown he did, didn't he? Lewis is... What can Lewis do to Oscar now? Can he split the two McLarens? That'll be... You've got to say probably a result. He was 0.2 faster that last time around. Well, that call from Norris was brave but needed. Norris coming out with a back marker just ahead of him. He's got to be worried about that. Oh, he passes him. He's going to have checked out now. Oscar. Oscar saying, nice of you to factor that one in, by the way. Oh, he's not very happy at all, Oscar, is he, with the strategy calls on this one? He bought me out in traffic, and you've shafted me in giving my teammate the lead. Oh, that is... well, McLaren have got a lot to answer for. Not a happy chap. Oscar, is he going to feel like he's been shafted by his team again? And that was sort of been overhanging for a lot of last season. Max pits now. Where will he come out? Max's pace wasn't that good, was it? What will he do? Oh, he's going on a final run on the softs. He's got to get 28 laps on the soft tyres, though. He needs that, though, doesn't he? Max is behind Lewis. Will he be behind the Ferrari? This is going to be the crucial part for him. Neck and neck. Bit of a lock-up from Max. Come on, this is crucial for your teammate now, Norris, Charles. And for yourself. He's going to come at him. He's got to do everything he can to try and get past Max now. He defends it well, Max. He's ahead of Charles. Max now, 8 seconds to Lewis. He's got softer tyres with Lewis on 12-lap-old hards. Can Max do 28 laps on soft tyres? That's a long way to go on softs. That's a brave call from Max. We'll see if that's... Williams' fault, if any team. It's the Marshall's and Stewart's fault, not the team's. I think is Oscar's point is, well, did you not factor in me coming out into traffic into these guys and just kept me out a little bit longer? You put me at risk of this. I think that's where Oscar's point is, and I think it's fair. For Lando Norris, he went longer, and that worked for him. Oscar got the call for apparently the best strategy. I think they were worried about Lewis Hamilton's pace, weren't they? I think that's the big difference. Oh, I've just got lost by what we were saying about Antonelli there. They should have complied with the blue flags. Absolutely, Kimmy. There's no two ways about that. I think that Oscar's point is, though, regardless of that point, you've got to... I mean, there wasn't a huge gap, was there? You probably lost a second and a half. So he would have only been just ahead of Norris, even with that. Max told to bring the tyres in gradually. I mean, this is a brave call from Max Verstappen's team, isn't it, to go on the softs? I think they probably should have done a couple more laps to make this a bit easier. But let's see what they can do. There's an 8-second gap now that Lewis has to manage. Is there any proof around me that the softs tyre can last? Yes, there is, but they're already crap. It's unbelievable. That's not... Wow. Well, it was a podium, really, isn't it, that Max had. He just had to box the lap after Lewis and he was covered. But I think it's Lewis's super quick lap, the 23.6, which has spooked the McLarens into boxing, and that's why they boxed Piastri and they didn't do that extra run. But then Lewis's pace dropped off quickly after that. He was doing low 24s, and that was the pace of what Lando Norris was doing. And so they've yellow flag infringement for Charles Leclerc. Bloody hell with these Ferraris and what's going on. Kimi Antonelli is, well, let's see what his strategy is. Him going on softs at the end makes absolute sense. He'll have I think he'll do another 3 or 4 laps on these hards. Norris closing on Antonelli. The race, it doesn't need to. Look at the gap that Norris has pulled on Oscar, 7 seconds. He's done a 23.3 and Piastri did a 24.4 last time around. Is that just Oscar not happy and just thought, right, I'm not going to beat him when he's got 5 laps fresher tyres? Yeah. Norris has been quick. Sainz under investigation. It's a slam dunk, that, isn't it? There's no way to 2 ways about that. Carlos Sainz has got to get a penalty. He was racing Fernando, but you've got to look at the blue flags. He just whacked him as well. And it's cost Oscar the lead, and I think he's lost his head a little bit with that one, isn't it? Questioning the team. Clearly, that he's not a happy bunny as Oscar Piastri. They've got to put more than an arm around him. We've seen these calls where they've gone in Lando's favour before. It's happened again here today. It's not as sweet 1-2 as McLaren would have liked, isn't it? But they're on for that 1-2 because Lewis now dropped off the pace. Max's pace is 7/10 faster than Lewis last time around. He dives on late break. Yeah, he's got big lunge. Will he keep it? Switch back from Kimi Antonelli. Down to turn 1. Norris gets the move done. Antonelli was a bit of a sitting duck there, really, wasn't he? Let's see where. I'm not sure what his strategy is now. If he pits now, he comes out ahead of George Russell. But he's going to be stuck behind a Ferrari with, he'll have 10 lap fresher tyres. What is their strategy? Because he'll be a sitting duck to everybody else, won't he? Because he's only got a 5-second gap to Oscar, and then Lewis is 3.5 back. Max, the gap to Lewis now 6.5. 24.0. Lewis doing a 24.5. Is he just managing? We've not seen the pace. I think that's the most disappointing thing in this race has been the lack of pace from the Ferrari. It's been absolutely nowhere. Not at any point have they looked quick. Everybody's had the better of them at almost every part of the race. Apart from that one lap that Lewis pulled off with the fastest lap of the race with a 23.6, it's now Lando Norris with a 22.7. It's just showing that he had this pace anyway. Max is still only a 1.5 seconds ahead of Charles Leclerc. He's kind of got to manage these tyres quite well, hasn't he? Because I think he might be under threat towards the end of this race with Charles Leclerc. I know Leclerc's got older hards, 5 laps or 10 lap hards, 5 lap difference. But the hards should hold out. I don't think the softs will. I know they'll have a lighter car. Lewis last time round was a 24.0, Max a 23.9. I think that's a wrong call from Red Bull. It does look like its track position is, it's always been king here, but even with these regulations, it's still big around here, and the undercut has been the strong one. The overcut and the trying to make the pass on track is going to be hard, even with fresher tyres. We're seeing it with Kimi Antonelli. He had fresher tyres for about 6 laps on Charles Leclerc. And he was struggling, although I think the lap he might have had him, Charles pit, so we might be a bit skewed on that. Didn't see the sense on that one. We've got 22 laps to go yet. Could we get a safety car or something? We've not had one yet. We've had one in every Grand Prix. I can't see one yet. Just the one DNF, and that's of Valtteri Bottas. With the brakes failed. Perez still running. Antonelli's pace has been solid, hasn't it? He's doing a 24.6 that last time. That's the same pace as Oscar Piastri. And he's on 26 lap old hards. Are they gonna... he can't do a one stop from there. Surely he's got to go another 22 laps, 48 laps. He's going to be a sitting duck at the end. There's no two ways about that. I think he's just going to get into a comfortable zone where he can just be hammer time for sort of 18 laps on the 19 laps on the softs. I just missed a team radio from Kimi Antonelli. Fernando Alonso running well, P14. He's still one stop though. He's a lap down, as is Pierre Gasly. Russell, P7. Norris has checked out. Max, though, that last time, 8/10 he made on Lewis Hamilton. The gap down to 5 seconds. Could we see another battle incoming at some point with Lewis and Max? Max did a dive bomb on him earlier in the race. Lewis will be more wise to it this time around. Charles Leclerc team radio, not happy about something. 24.9. Charles not happy about something. Radio. Something feels wrong with the car. It looks like overheating. If you can get back into rhythm, that should help. Which rhythm? Exactly. The team reminded Kimi about track limits is all the message was. All right, okay, missed that one. Some of the messages today, and there's a few unhappy drivers out there this weekend, aren't there? I think Ferraris are they came here strong favourites, and in the race, in qualifying, they were just pipped by Lando Norris. In the race, no further investigation. This is good, Max. Keep at it. You might have some fun towards the end. There's a slow Cadillac. And that's the end of his race by the looks of it. It looks like brakes again. They're really struggling with this brakes on these, aren't there? Something flapping on the suspension, or the suspension this time around. Could this be the safety car for someone? Kimi Antonelli. This could be Kimi Antonelli's chance, isn't it? Nick a podium. Is be hoping that this, whatever its suspension, disintegrates and he has to stop out on track. This could be the answer to... He's gone way off track. Oh, you just front. Oh, the front left gone. Just completely snapped. Wobbly front wheel. Max now 4.5 seconds behind Lewis. He was 0.4 faster that time round, Max and Lewis Hamilton. Perez pits. That's not working for Norris. Car looks unstable on corner entry. He's fast though. Lewis closing on Oscar, 2.2 the gap. Half a second he took out of him last time around. Was that a slow lap? Something up with Oscar? 24.8 he did. Is there a mistake from Oscar? Lewis needs Oscar's sort of overtake to probably help him defend from Max, doesn't he? There's going to be a few questions to answer. Can Max get these softs to last? Can Lewis use Oscar to defend from Max as well? Charles Leclerc, where's your pace gone, mate? Yeah, nowhere. Let's see what Kimi does. He's still running. Is he just going to try and get these to the end? I mean, he's got 17 to go. And if he was going to pit, you would have thought he would have done it now. So he's got some laps to... I mean, if he thinks that he's going to finish 6th and he can just try and hold out and see if he can finish ahead of that on the one stop, that might be the call from Ferrari, Mercedes. Because if he pits, he's got the tyres to try and close up. But we've seen with Max, it might be easier said than no. He pits now. 16 to go. I was talking about that. They're almost in. Kimi pits. Where will he end up? He'll be ahead of his teammate, which is... But he's going to have a hell of a lot of... Watch out for Kimi Antonelli then. He's going to be 17 mega laps from Kimi. Where can he recover to? Have they played it? They've played it super safe on these softs compared to Max Verstappen, hasn't he? Oh, Kimi said, why can't we go until the end? I could understand Kimi's thinking on that one. Oh, he's gone for hards as well. Have they just got fresh hards? That is a strange... Why have they pit now then? He's going to have 17 lap fresher tyres than Charles Leclerc. He's going to have an awful lot of work to do. Kimi Antonelli, I'm not sure that was the right call from Mercedes. I mean, the problem is that they just maybe don't think they have the integrity on the tyre to last that long, and you're in potentially getting a puncture zone. Norris said, just bring it home. No more snaps in turn 4 and 8. You're right about the Norris looking unstable in the corners. Told to take no risks. He's 12 seconds clear of Oscar Piastri. Max now within 3 seconds of Lewis. Lewis now a 10th. 1.8 behind Oscar. Similar lap times last time round. Verstappen in the low 24, high 23s. So Max is quick. Russell pits. Where will he end up? Behind Isaac Hadjar. Just one sec. Hamilton is on a mission. Well, it's a mission to hold this P3, isn't it? And he's got Max is on a mission as well. Let's see what Kimi can do. Is lap 22.5, Kimi Antonelli. He's 26 laps to the leaders. Is Antonelli, which position are we? Potential for P2. Big offset on tyres. We've got a yellow flag. Oh, bit of a slide out the grass corner for Oscar Piastri, lap 56. Max there now, 2.2 behind Lewis Hamilton. Smoke. Is that smoke out the back of the McLaren? No. Lewis closing Oscar quickly, isn't he? Oscar running wide. Is he slowing? Oscar Piastri slowed. Oh, has he got a problem with the Mercedes engine? Oh, he's passed. Oh, he's stopped. Virtual safety car. Lost the gearbox. Oh my God. That's a kick in the teeth for Oscar Piastri. It looked like a certain, well, not certain, but a pretty promising 1, 2, 4. Oh, is that going to give everybody else a chance to pit? What do you do if you're Lewis, for example, now? Do you pit if you're Lewis? You could be going from being the hunted to the hunter. Where will he come out as well? That's going to be crucial. He needs to be out ahead of Kimi if he's going to do it. Norris pits. Makes sense. Why risk it? He's got 18 seconds to pit. Lewis pits. Oh, that's brave. Can he get out ahead of Kimi Antonelli? That's not worked for Kimi, has it, at all? He had this offset of tyres to everybody ahead of him. Where does Lewis and Ferrari end up coming out? Hamilton out ahead of Kimi. Has he done it? Oh, he's done it. VSC ending as well. Oh. So fresh hards, VSC ended. This is a battle. Oh, that's worked out brilliant for Lewis. He's lost position to Max Verstappen. Max has gone from being the hunter to the hunted now. 8 seconds, it's completely changed the race around. Lewis and Ferrari and Shaw probably all looking in the mirrors for the last 15 laps and now going to be, well, what have they got? The real pace of this Ferrari needs to show its face now. Max Verstappen was in the box seat, wasn't he? Oh, it's close, isn't it, to the safety car line between Lewis and Antonelli? Was Antonelli ahead of that safety car before Lewis? Lewis might have to give that place up. That's close. Will Lewis give that safety car place up? Antonelli thinks he was ahead. Oh, he's going to have a fight on track then. Does Lewis have to give that back? Well, he will to avoid a penalty. It's a no-brainer. Oh, Lewis, Lewis is slowing. Give the position back. Yeah, given that he had to. Is that the right place to do it? Why don't you not just do it right at the end of the lap? I think that's... is that Lewis being too... I don't know. They're both now on an absolute charge. Charles Leclerc, fastest man of the 22-0. He was well, I mean, you can't look at Lewis's last lap because he gave back a second to Kimi Antonelli. Antonelli now, box seat for the podium. What pace has he got to catch Max? Max with a brilliant lap last time round, 23.6 on Antonelli actually with a 22.4. That 8-second gap now or lead is going to look small. 12 to go. He needs them kind of laps though, doesn't he? He needs to be about a second and a half faster to catch Max and pass him. That's going to be the crucial and hard part. But they can't lose time to each other, Lewis and Antonelli. That's what they've got to be a little bit wary about. But Lewis will want that position back. 5-second penalty for Behrman, ignoring blue flags. What's happened with Carlos Sainz in his investigation? Is that still happening? Leclerc, fastest man, but he's got a hell of a gap to close, hasn't he? 8 seconds to Lewis and Kimi, and he's quite far behind Max as well, isn't he? I don't think he's going to catch Lewis and Antonelli, and I don't think he's going to have enough to pass Max because he's got quite a gap to Max. Let's see what Max can do now. He's got to... I mean, he's a bit of a sitting ducks, isn't he, Max Verstappen? He's got 18 lap hold hard. It was going to be hard enough, we thought. As it was, he's now got to be careful. Well, what a turnaround. What a switch up in the race. I mean, Kimi's probably glad it was nothing in it between him and Lewis. He's probably really glad that he's just fallen on the right side of that safety car line. I'm surprised that Kimi was slowing. I mean, he must have had some delta to work to. Normally they race to that line and then just hit the brakes so that you're ahead of the guy. But let's see what they can both do. Half a second, Lewis. Nothing. You need a big gap, don't you? Oh, Lewis runs wide. Oh, big snack. Oh, that's going to let Antonelli off the hook, isn't it? You can't afford mistakes like that, Lewis. Jeez. Oh, come on, Lewis. 10 to go. You've got to... If Max holds on, then fair play to him because it's mistakes like that from Ferrari and Lewis that have given it to them this weekend. They've got the door open for you. You've got to be clinical now. You can't afford mistakes like that. You've already had enough. You've given a golden opportunity with this. Oh, he goes out wide onto the marbles, doesn't he? He just ran out too far wide. I don't imagine Max making mistakes like that to the end of this race. Good lap from Max last time out, 23.9. I mean, could we get Antonelli in for... There's 12 seconds, Antonelli. Is a second faster than Lando Norris last time round. Norris told to keep an eye on punctures, please, with overtakes. He's got to worry about this car as well, hasn't he? Kimi is flying. Well, what a race from him. Who's your driver of the day? We've got 9 to go. If Kimi beats Max, I've got to say, Kimi for me, from 7th to 2nd will be a hell of a drive around a circuit you can't overtake at. And he didn't. How does Leclerc have the fastest lap? Because he just pulled out a mega one. Who's speeding in the pit lane? Hamilton speeding in the pit lane. Oh, for God's sake. Hello, Blinky. 9 to go. Oh, man. It's just scruffy from Ferrari. I mean, it's almost like a kick in the face, but they've done it to themselves. It's just frustrating to be a Ferrari fan, isn't it? Someone speeding in the pit lane. And it's going to be, he either was or he wasn't. There's no two ways about that. Lindblad and Lawson are close. Two great battles between these two again, isn't it? Let's see what Kimi can do. 5.3 now, the gap to Verstappen. It's going to be a last couple of laps. Is it going to be enough time? Look at this battle between Lawson and Lindblad. Lindblad ahead of Lindblad now. We've got Bortoletto. No, Hulkenberg all over the back of Lawson. The three, nothing to pick between them. A P8. Lindblad on 41 lap old hards. Lawson on 19 lap old softs. Hulkenberg on 20 lap old softs. What a race. I think Lewis is... Where's his pace gone? Lewis in the last lap, he's suddenly just got cold. What's happening here? Lewis is half a second behind Kimi Antonelli suddenly. It was a second back. A 23.2 last time around. Slow laps for Verstappen and Antonelli. Were they both passing? Hadjar coming up to this battle. Oh, it's Max. It's Max who's got a slow lap with the back markers. He's in the back marker battle. Speeding in the pit lane under investigation now, Lewis. That's generally a slam dunker, isn't it? He's really helped out by these back markers, isn't he, Lewis? That's where he's just gained a second. The gap now 5 seconds, Max. Max lost less time than Antonelli. Antonelli lost another second. These back markers have flipping ruined this race. He's stuck behind. Look at that. Get out of the way, Audi. He's still in the way. What is this, Audi? Just get out of the way, man. He's still there. Oh, that's... The back markers have been absolutely shocking today. What are they playing at? It's cost him the chance of this P2. That's a big flipping gift wrap present to Max Verstappen, that, isn't it? It's 7 seconds now, the gap. He'd got it down to about 5. Oh, a huge breather. There's 6 to go as well now. It's going to be something special from Kimi to do that. What can Lewis do? Can he do a dive on Kimi? Max has pulled off a P2. Is he almost driver of the day as well? I don't know who to give it to. Great dive bomb from Max on Lewis early doors. He was not the fastest car, but sometimes it just looks like now he's set for a P2. You need something special from these two now. They've still got to get past Lawson. That was just the one. Hulkenberg, that was Bortoletto that really held them up, was it? Lawson, Lindblad. Oh, lap drivers in a battle, and they've just really screwed Kimi Antonelli's race over. It was Carlos Sainz that ruined it for flipping Oscar Piastri and gave Norris the lead early doors with that incident. And now we've just seen them block Kimi Antonelli and, well, they blocked Max initially as well, but horribly blocked, like 3 or 4 corners. It was just had to get out of the way, and it's really cost Kimi Antonelli with a shot at Max Verstappen. The gap down to 6.5, but he was still 4 tenths slower that last lap round. Have I missed something with the no further investigation for Lewis? Let's see. Yeah, still showing there's investigation for Lewis. Well, it looks like it's a battle. Yeah, the investigations are slow, aren't they, today? I mean, that Carlos Sainz investigations happened an absolute age ago, but they investigated Bateman and then gave him a penalty or something after as well. So literally makes zero sense. Well, it looks like it's a battle now for Lewis and Antonelli for this final podium position. For Antonelli, though, what a drive. Five-second penalty for Lewis. Well, that's another flipping egg. He's had 3 Grand Prix where he's had, well, last 2 he's got 2 penalties. This one qualifying and this one in the race. Sloppy. That's another one for Lewis. 5-second time penalty. And that's, I mean, she probably finished behind Charles Leclerc at the moment. That's... Is that on exit potentially they're looking at? I mean, it doesn't matter. He's just got to try and keep the 5-second gap to Charles, but it's going to be hard, isn't it? They're telling Norris to stay off the curbs because that might be something what happened to... Another race, another sloppy one for Ferrari. You've got to say, isn't it? Charles now within 5 seconds. You can bet that's going to happen. 23-4, 22-9 from Charles Leclerc. He's got clear air as well, hasn't he? I mean, Charles, has he got to get through them back markers, and that might be the difference here. Norris, yeah. Oh, no exit curbs. They can't afford a double DNF. Imagine Max wins this with a Norris DNF. That'll be an absolute kick in the teeth for McLaren because it looked like a 1-2. I mean, Oscar will be mega disappointed. Needed heavy lifting. It was going to look for even a P2. Looked like a really good recovery drive from where his weekend's been. It was a win was on the cards until he got hit by Carlos Sainz trying to pass the back marker. That's screwed his race really from there. But he looks solid on for a P2. Max Verstappen, your driver of the day, Primcat. I'm flipping my head between him and Kimi. Max could he have just nicked it because he got done by Lewis and Ferrari in the pits, but with a brilliant overtake. The only proper overtake of the race, you've got to say, has been Max Verstappen up at the front with a brilliant move on Lewis Hamilton. It was clean as well, wasn't it? It came from way back, but it was a clean move from Max on Lewis. But Antonelli from P7 to P3, hell of a drive. Antonelli's done a job. Lando, your driver of the day, yeah. That stint was really good. There's a team radio from Lewis that I've just missed. I don't know what he's saying though. I mean, to be fair, you could give it to any of the top 3 driver of the day. I'm still going to decide. Lewis. Oh, they're handing out penalties like crazy. Well, that might be something that they look at after, like we've seen in Monaco. I mean, he's the only driver to have got it, unlike Monaco, where it was 7. There was clearly an issue there. And Davidson saying that he looked at the pit entry for Lewis and it looked normal, so it must be on pit exit that he's got that speeding. We'll find out soon enough. There'll be an FIA document popping its ugly head somewhere. But Ferrari, have not done themselves any favours this weekend, have they? Two laps to go. Norris has been flawless. Brilliant pole position. He's been quick in the race. Well, who predicted this coming into Hungary? Definitely wasn't me. I thought it was going to be a Ferrari victory. Lando Norris brings McLaren back to the top. He's got one more lap to go. Max Verstappen's come out of nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. I mean, he's helped by the two penalties ahead of him. So he did start ahead of both Antonelli and Lewis. Kimi's been an absolute flyer. I mean, he's still giving it beans, isn't he? He's got 4 seconds to Max. Oscar, 3 DNFs, and we did get a virtual safety car in this race. The 100% record for safety cars is maintained here in Hungary, and it came by Oscar Piastri. That has been, well, they were so close, weren't we, for the first Grand Prix without a virtual safety car. We're nearly getting there now, aren't we? I think next time out might be the first race in Dutch where we probably might not get one. But that's been the guarantee so far this season. Other than that, you cannot guarantee anything whatsoever. Lando Norris coming round, a champion's drive, a championship weekend for him. He's shown why he's so good. Pole position yesterday. He's coming round with just 2 corners to go. The final corner, he's going to bring McLaren back to the top step. The 3rd team to take victory this season. What a drive. He's been absolutely brilliant. That stint of the second set of tyres was absolutely phenomenal. What a drive. He's been simply brilliant this weekend. And in the race, he was flawless. Helped with the incident with Carlos Sainz and Oscar to get that jump on Oscar Piastri in the pits. But from there on, he's shown real pace. Nobody could live with him. A fantastic victory, 15 seconds ahead of Max Verstappen. And now McLaren back. This championship's going to get thrown wide open. We've got 11 races to go, potentially 12. Rumours of Malaysia making its way back, but whatever it is, we've now got a big surprise before the summer break. McLaren with the victory. Wow. Did not see that coming. Max Verstappen with a brilliant P2, the overtake of the day. Many people's drivers of the day. He was brilliant. He had the slower car, held Lewis back early doors, and then the Ferrari strategy for the undercut really worked for them. And then he went for a brilliant dive bomb on Lewis Hamilton with a brilliant overtake, and that sort of net him a 3rd place by the looks of it. But then they went long on strategy, and we were thinking, can they hold on for 28 lap old hards? And Max has absolutely done that with the tyres at the end. He was faster, but was so close in the end. Lewis Hamilton, shot in the teeth for him. Kimi Antonelli, P3. What a drive as well. From P7, his middle stint was absolutely phenomenal. Fantastic drive from him. Really held on well to that. Max Verstappen, he should be proud of that one. Brilliant drive from him. Kimi Antonelli, another one. He's set for driver of the day. I'm still picked between the two. I don't know if to give it to Max or Kimi, and I'm going to give it for Kimi because I think he had more work to do coming from P7 to P3. I think he's 3 seconds behind Max Verstappen, and he lost about that behind the back markers who absolutely flopped it today. But what a drive from Kimi Antonelli onto the podium. I don't think he thought that would have been possible. He beats his teammate, another brilliant drive for a 3rd place. Hats off to him to get himself on the podium. Lewis Hamilton, P5, 0.5 in the end, actually. He's just missed out 0.7 between him and Charles Leclerc. Oh, he had a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That moves him down from 4th to 5th. The Ferrari was just not there. They tried everything. They looked like they would be sitting ducks in the strategy they put under the virtual safety car. It looked like it might be the perfect call for them, but they didn't have the pace. He had to give the position back to Kimi Antonelli, millimeters between him keeping that P3 and Kimi. But from there onward, he wasn't absolutely flying either, you've got to say. He dropped to about a second and a half back to Kimi, then helped obviously by back markers to get within that half a second gap. But they didn't have the pace down the straights for Ferrari. Charles Leclerc, a P4, a bit of a quiet drive for him this weekend. I think the car's just been terrible for him. Had fastest lap of the race when he bolted on the set of softs right at the end, but that's probably as good and exciting as it's got for him this weekend. He's generally been the slower of the two Ferraris, and thanks to Lewis's penalty, he finishes ahead of him with a P4. Isaac Hadjar, solid P6. He did start P8, so decent drive from him. George Russell finishing 7th place in the end, one position down from where he started, but that horrible start where he was at the back of the grid, I think that's a pretty good recovery drive to get back to P7. And he's then the disappointing thing is that he's finished 4 places behind Antonelli, but with that start, I think that's a pretty good recovery drive from him. He was 2 seconds off Isaac Hadjar in the end. Liam Lawson beats Arvid Lindblad. That would have been a battle that we've not really seen towards the end of the race. Lawson on 27 lap old sold softs. Lindblad was on 49 lap old hards. And it looks like the strategy call of the 2 stops, they went with a 1 stop with Arvid. And the 2 stops definitely worked there in the end, because it looks like Lindblad's tyres just fell off a cliff. Nico Hülkenberg passed him, and he then finished 20 seconds behind. Nico Hülkenberg did Arvid Lindblad, so definitely the 1 stop not working. Gabi Bortoleto tried that in P11. Nico Hülkenberg in the points, that's a good result for him. Good result from Liam Lawson. Beats his teammate. Hülkenberg 9th. Lindblad does get the final point in 10th. Gabi Bortoleto was 2nd behind Lindblad in the end. They both went for 1 stops. Somehow they beat the Alpine of Pierre Gasly. He's done 3. He probably pit under the virtual safety car. Didn't quite work out for him. Lance Stroll finishes ahead of Fernando Alonso. That's a pretty good result from him. Did 2 stops, but 32 laps he did on the hards. A P13 and P14 for Aston Martin, and that's a good race weekend for them, considering where they've come from. Their pace over 1 lap is better, but it's obviously much improved in the race as well. Finished 10 seconds back of the Alpine in 13th place. But generally, we've seen them just being a good handful of laps down. Both finished just 1 lap down, but so did everybody from P8 down this weekend. But he beats Fernando Alonso by 2 seconds. Good strategy from him. Fernando Alonso 14th. Franco Colapinto 15th place. Ocon 16th. The 2 Williams then 17th and 18th. They are 40 seconds behind Esteban Ocon in 16th place. 2 laps down the Williams. That's an absolute shocker. And Ollie Berman with the Haas and the Williams now do not look very good when it comes to race conditions at all. Oscar Piastri DNF'd with a gearbox issue. Looked like a podium was on for him. Yeah, really unlucky for Oscar Piastri. I think this was one where potentially a race win was on the cards. And it's just not happened for him, has it? Unfortunately. Sergio Perez retired. He got further into the race than Valtteri Bottas, both with brake issues. Valtteri was using the wall to slow down in the end. Cadillacs, again, another race where they're not getting on top of this brake problem, are they? And that's something that they They've got the summer break now. Factories do shut down for 2 full weeks, so they won't be doing any work on the cars for a full 2-week period for the summer break. But they'll come back, and they really need to just fix that. It's fundamental part of the car, isn't it? The brakes, but they seem to overheat them and set them on fire every Grand Prix we've been to so far, at least the last couple. So an awful lot of work to be done for them. Top 3. Let's hear from Lando Norris. Norris saying at the start he just kept losing the rear, and then Oscar got the move him on lap 1. He had a beautiful car to drive. I mean, it showed. Happy to be back on the top step. Want to believe the performance can be carried forward. I think they might go well in Dutch as well. Norris saying this is as good as it could look for now. This is one of his best suited tracks. I thought it was meant to be the Ferraris, but they've been beaten by 3 of their rivals. Max with a P2. What a hell of a drive from him, to be fair. We were saying that his comments from yesterday to what he's done today. Didn't expect to be on the podium. Worked hard for it. Decent start for 1 and 2. It was a crucial pass on Lewis, wasn't it? For his strategy. Really, really needed that then. You saw it was his only opportunity. Went for it. All under control. Kimi. What a drive from him. A tough race. And it was tough to overtake. And then went for the 1 stop initially. And managed to keep them behind. What a start. Absolutely right, Primcat. I mean, he beats his championship rivals. Hammered George Russell ahead of Lewis now again. Extend his lead in the championship. What a drive. He made that strategy work, a bit like Norris made his race at parts where he didn't get massively undercut by Oscar. Oscar's pace on fresher tyres and Lando's pace on older tyres was a difference there. I mean, obviously Oscar wasn't helped, but still. Norris had to do his part to put himself in that position, and he did. Max Verstappen was brilliant. I'm so torn on who to give driver of the day to. I've given it to Kimi Antonelli just because where he started to where he finished. And I don't think Mercedes had the car Oscar with another rough race. I feel sorry for this kid. This was, he was P3, led the race, and then just got shafted by Carlos Sainz and back markers. Because I think had he got into the lead at the end, I think he would have had enough to keep Norris back, because the only overtake was down into turn 1. And with similar cars, I think Oscar could have managed that. We wouldn't have been able to see the pace that Norris had, because he wasn't able to show that when he was stuck behind Oscar at the first part of the race as well. So I think Norris can still give a big thanks to Carlos Sainz, whose penalty is still under investigation, apparently. I mean, you might as well just said, we'll investigate that at the end of the race, like they have many others. Really, really disappointing, that, isn't it, from the stewards? Tough year for Oscar, yeah. It's a horrible year so far for him. Opportunities have been there. Japan, a race win was on. VHC stole that from him, didn't it? And gave the win to Kimi Antonelli there. A win was on here today, and it's been stolen away from him from Carlos Sainz and the backmarkers at the crappiest time. And they were just really awful, weren't they? Because we lost out on the battle with Kimi Antonelli and Max Verstappen potentially at the end because of this really, really poor from the Audi, and the Racing Bulls weren't too bad, but Kimi Antonelli was stuck behind the Audi for nearly half the lap before we let him through. And I think it was Gabby rather than Nico Hulkenberg, I think. But there we have it. Final race of the season done. What a drive from these guys up at the top. I think brilliant from every one of 3 of them, because I don't think we would have predicted this as a top 3. Definitely not in my predictions this weekend. I did have Kimi Antonelli for P3. Well, no, I had him for P2. I thought he'd beat Charles Leclerc. I had Lewis, Antonelli and Leclerc for the podium positions. It's Norris, Verstappen and Antonelli. Only one right. But I didn't expect to be fair, when he started P7. I thought he might have won it had he started 3rd. Not the final race of the season. No, it's not. Final race before the summer break. Thankfully, we've got racing to come back to at the end of August. We go for Dutch, and then we've got Monza as well. I like that circuit, but I don't think it's going to be a good one for Ferraris, looking at their straight line speed. But we could be in for a surprise. Upgrades, engine upgrades coming. Enjoy your break, guys. There will be stuff coming through the drip feed through the summer break. Bit of a season review. It's Max's circuit, yeah, next time out. And as much as he's hating this car, he was on for a podium in Silverstone, but for a crash, and he's got a P2 here. So he's pulled off some brilliant results. Norris and Max discussing the medium. Oh, we've had a FIA saying that there's been another failure by them on the blue flags. They're all the top 3 saying that they got a blue flag. Norris did, Antonelli did. So it was a failure. Another gremlin in this FIA system. They need to fix their effing system, don't they? That's not the first time. Another mistake by the FIA. That's cost Antonelli with the traffic. That makes sense now. Well, too little too late, the FIA. Well, yeah, they need to just not be interfering in the Grand Prix with just crap systems, do they? Oh. Well, enjoy the podium celebrations, guys. Enjoy your summer break. We find them. Yeah, I think we should get like some sort of compensation from the FIA. Free tickets to a Grand Prix of our choosing. But thank you for watching along, guys. Thank you, Kimmy, Primcat, Pedals. We had Blinkies as well joining us today. Enjoy your summer break. Thanks for getting in the comments. Thanks for watching along. 1 million each. Yeah, I'll take that, Primcat, or even half. We're not greedy. But yeah, enjoy the summer break. Lando Norris with the race win for McLaren. What a drive from him. We are in for, well, what should be a cracking 11 races when the racing returns after the summer break now. 4 weeks gap before the Dutch Grand Prix. And well, who takes the next win? Max Verstappen on the podium for Red Bull in the degrading Red Bull. He drives it home to a brilliant P2. I think that's just all down to him. Could easily be your driver of the day, but my driver of the day, Kimi Antonelli, with a P3 from P7, extends his lead in the championship. I didn't think that was possible yesterday. He was starting behind Lewis Hamilton. He was ahead of behind George Russell as well. But he was helped by Russell's bad start. Ferrari just didn't have the pace and shot themselves in the foot a little bit. And yeah, recovery to P3 is a brilliant drive. He ends, I think that's got, you got to say it ends on a high. It's been a brilliant first half of the season for him. 11 races to go, potentially 12. Rumours of Singapore now being the race that makes its place into the gap in October the 4th rather than Bahrain. There is potentially risk of not having the final 2 Grand Prix in Abu Dhabi and Qatar. So welcome news to have Malaysia. That will mean we'll get at least 21 Grand Prix if we don't get the 22, potentially 23. So Malaysia, Sepang, what a circuit. We used to race there years ago. Still remember the 2 Ferraris and Michael Schumacher making his turn there after he broke his leg and wiped the floor with everybody. That is my memory of Malaysia, and it lives with me forever. Watching them skating across the grass or the gravel when the rain came down. Watch that race. Was it 1999 or 1999, I think that was. What a great race. What a great venue. So I'd absolutely love it if we can go back there with this versions of cars. A place we've not been for an absolute age. It should be absolutely brilliant. We've got the Mad Ring to look forward to as well as a new addition. Always look forward to going to new venues, new races, surprises. Anything can happen there. So lots to look forward to after the summer break. Enjoy the break. Enjoy your summer. But that's it. Signing out after the watch along. I will be doing a race review, so watch out for that coming up, and there'll be stuff popping up throughout the summer break, so you won't, get rid of me that quickly. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy the race. Thanks for chatting along. Much appreciated. Much love. Enjoy your break. Take care, guys. Signing out. See you on the next one.